Hey everyone, it's Quickie Baby and welcome back to World of Tanks. And yeah, there's another mission marathon coming. This time it's going to be to unlock the Tier 8 French premium wheeled light tank, the Panhard EBR 75. In today's video, I'm going to be letting you know everything that you need to know about this marathon, the rewards that you're going to be able to get, whether I think it's actually worth participating in this, and more importantly, how long it is going to take you to be able to complete. So without further ado, let's get into the ins and outs. Firstly, this event is starting very soon. In fact, on February the 21st, and on the European server, I believe it starts in the morning. And just like with the previous mission marathons, if you want to be able to complete this, you're going to have to get through 10 different stages of varying difficulties and also varying rewards. Now, if you want to unlock the EBR 75 completely for free, your only option is to complete all of these stages. However, if you don't have time to be able to complete all of them, every stage you complete gets you a 10% discount off the vehicle. And so even if you're a moderately active player, this is actually a very good opportunity to get 50% or more off a brand new premium tank. So if you log into the game today, you'll notice there's a brand new button, and while you can click on it, the challenge doesn't begin till this Thursday. There's a whole series of rewards for each of the 10 different stages, but to be able to speed things up for you, I've summarized these in the mother of all Excel spreadsheets. If you complete stage 1, you're going to get 30,000 credits, stage 2 100,000 credits, and 5 times 6 cents crew directives. Now, what are these crew directives, you might be asking? Well, these are things that you can actually apply to a vehicle as a one-use consumable that will give you 6 cents on that crew without actually having 6 cents on your commander. Very useful for when you're training up fresh crews, but all in all, I think it's rather disappointing to get directives from this mission marathon. What use is to have 6 cents on 5 battles? To be able to complete this mission marathon, you're going to have to play hundreds. Stage 3 reward, 100,000 credits and 10 improved crew optics skills. That's 2.5% extra view range with the directives, but once again, only use it for 10 battles. The stage 4 reward is only 25,000 credits, but you actually get a day of premium. So all of you free-to-play players out there, after you've played through pretty much your first session of about 5 or 6 hours, you're going to get a premium day. So make sure you time that in for when you're going to probably be playing on the weekend, so you can get the full benefits of it. The rewards go up and up and up, as we can see: 350,000 credits from stage 5, 250,000 credits from stage 6, 300,000 from stage 7. This isn't really big deals for all of you premium players out there, but for the free-to-play players out there, that's going to be the opportunity to buy new tanks. And the reward for stage 8 is 650,000 credits, a day of premium, and 15 6 cents directives. Stage 9, 500,000 credits, another day of premium, and also you get 20 hours of 50% extra credits. That's really the one that you want to go for. And then the final reward is unlocking the EBR 75 with also a Brothers in Arms crew for free. So while all of this sounds great, you might be asking, well, what do I actually have to do to be able to get all of these rewards? Well, this time Wargaming have actually changed it. You no longer have to get pure experience as you would have to with the Italian challenge, the British challenge, and also the Soviet challenge. The experience requirements are still there, but it's only for stage 1, stage 3, stage 5, 8, and also stage 10. And as you can see, the experience requirements get more and more and more. In fact, the final stage is 15 times harder than the first stage. And so keep that in mind if you're thinking on day 1, oh, this is really easy, I'm already through the first 2 stages, oh, I'll just play next week and I'll finish it off. No, that's not going to happen. If you want to get this vehicle completely for free, you're going to have to put your time in. So in between these experience requirements, Wargaming have also got a new system of this marathon, and that is that you're going to have to win 7 times, and then 25 times, and then 35 times. And then, yeah, this is the brutal stuff. You're going to have to finish in the top 10 of experience 80 times to complete stage 7, and then at stage 9, it's going to be 90 times. Now, even for an utterly fantastic player who's finishing in the top 10, should we say 7 out of 8 games, that's going to take you 103 battles to be able to complete. That is definitely going to be a solid 8 to 10 hours of World of Tanks for anyone just to be able to complete that one stage. And you can see here in this column how long I'm estimating that it's going to take me on my free-to-play account to be able to complete all of these different stages. The first one can be done in under half an hour. The second one is going to take an hour. The third one, 2.5 hours. The fourth one, 3.5 hours. Nearly 5 hours for the next 2 stages. Stage 7 is a bit of a doozy. It's going to take 7.5 hours to be able to complete. And the worst one is stage 9, where I think you're going to have to play 103 battles, or at least I will have to. And it's going to take 8.5 hours to be able to complete. So the next thing that I should mention is that to be able to do the grind in this mission marathon, you have to play tier 6 and up tanks. And so if you were planning to seal club your way through this ridiculously quickly, yeah, that's not going to be the case. And I've estimated that it will take me 46 hours to be able to unlock the EBR for free and complete all 10 stages, and you've got 13 days to be able to do that. So this means that I will have to play for 3.5 hours a day over that 2-week period if I want to unlock this tank. Yeah, pretty brutal stuff. On the other hand, there's actually a different way to be able to approach this mission marathon. You might be noticing you can either do the grind of experience, or alternatively, you can do missions for mastery, where you have to now play vehicles that are either tier 9, and this is brand new for this mission marathon, or tier 10. And I'd like to say Wargaming, fantastic change to be able to include tier 9 tanks in the high tier gameplay, because let's be honest, the last thing that we want is to have tier 10 only matchmaking for 2 weeks. That's a huge amount of the year for you to royally screw up your matchmaker and just encourage everybody to dump into their tier 10 tanks. Now, with a lot more people playing tier 9, at least it's going to be a little bit more fun to play tier 9 and tier 10 over those couple of weeks. But the requirements in your tier 9 and tier 10 tanks have gone up substantially since the last mission marathon. Now, you can see them all down here, and as this is a bit of a cheat sheet, here you can see what I recommend the tier playing to be able to complete each stage. Because obviously, if you need to get 800 base experience 5 times, then it's better to play tier 9 tanks than tier 10, because tier 9 tanks just make more XP. While on the other hand, when you need to do 3,500 damage 6 times, then it's better to play tier 10, because bigger tanks are going to do more damage, right? Now, I've estimated my total number of games to be able to complete each of these stages of the challenge, and as you can clearly see, even arguably for me, and I would say that I'm not the worst player of World of Tanks, it's going to take me just as long to be able to do the fast route as it is going to take me to do the longer grindy route. One of them, for example, is just absolutely disgusting. As early as stage 7 of this mission marathon, you're required to do 4,000 damage and get 2 kills 14 times in tier 9 or tier 10 tanks. Now, I think I'd be hard-pressed to do that in more than 1 in 5 games, but for some people, that's kind of like your best game in an evening, right? I really feel that in this mission marathon, Wargaming have been squeezing the amount of time that you're going to be able to have to invest in it. And if we look at my previous mission marathon cheat sheet, I was thinking you were going to have to spend about 32 hours in tier 10 tanks to be able to get the Carnarvon Action 10 for free. Now, all of this is great if you're a unicum and you can manage to plow through your tier 10 games and you can go down to the mid tiers and you can seal club your way through the enemy team. But for everyone else out there who's asking, well, how long is this going to take me to be able to achieve? Well, hopefully I'm going to answer that right now. Okay, so look at the table that I have here. Here is what your average base experience should be. So for example, if I take a look on my free-to-play account and I take a look at some of my most recent vehicles, on the KV2 I'm averaging 555 base experience. But when I'm on my premium account, my pay-to-win account, and I'm playing my favorite vehicles with my fully pimped out crews, yeah, I can average pretty much more about 800 base experience. And so take a look down at this column to figure out where you are. Are you averaging 100 base experience? Are you averaging 400? Are you averaging 700 base experience? Then the next column estimates the total number of games that you are going to have to play over the next 2-week period to be able to complete this event. And so if you average 100 base experience, I think you're going to have to play about 3,000 games of World of Tanks over the next 2 weeks to be able to get this tank for free. That's 212 games per day. And if each of your battles lasts about 5 minutes, then I think this is going to take you 17 hours a day to be able to complete. So you better give up just sleeping over the next 2 weeks if you want to achieve that. If, however, your average experience is 200 per game, then I think it's going to take you 10 hours a day, 300, 6 hours a day, 400, 5 hours a day, 500 up to 4 hours and 20 minutes per day, 600 under 4 hours, 700 3.3 hours. And the bizarre thing is that what these win requirements mean now is that the truly masterful players out there who are getting a huge amount of base experience per game, you're still going to have to invest at least 8 hours to be able to complete stage 9, for example. Whereas previously, I think the best players could do it in probably about 6 or 7. So Wargaming have definitely increased the requirements this time round. One thing I'm massively worried about is that because Wargaming have changed the requirements from base experience to just finishing in the top 10 of experience 90 times, is this not going to encourage people to just YOLO in at the start of the game in their fast light tanks and their medium tanks, try and just kill a vehicle, try and do a little bit of damage, and then literally just be trying to play games every 2 to 3 minutes rather than actually trying to bump up their base experience as much as they can to be able to progress through the mission faster. And so, I really hope we're not going to see people playing more YOLO over the next 2 weeks, because wargaming, your matchmaker should be your most precious thing, and encouraging people to recklessly rush into the enemy team with no winning requirement. We'll have to see how that pans out. Now, while I know that there are going to be some of you out there who are going to grind through the next 40 or 50 hours of this week to be able to get this tank completely for free because you don't want to pay Wargaming anything at all, what about for those of you out there who kind of have a bit more of a life while also having some money from their job? What is going to be the best way to be able to invest your time and your money into this mission marathon? Well, I think I would try to target to be able to complete the first 6 stages, giving you a 60% discount off the vehicle, and then you're probably going to be able to pick up the whole bundle for probably about 20 euros. Now, to be able to achieve this 60% discount, you're going to have to play for about 17 hours if you're getting 500 or 600 average experience per game. So that's probably about like an hour or 2 every single day over the next 2-week period, and I think it's a good place to stop before you really start to hit the hell that stage 7 is going to be. And I expect that stage 7 will be the wall that stops a lot of people in this mission marathon. And so, ladies and gents, there you go, my best estimate as to how long it's going to take you to be able to complete this mission marathon over the next 2 weeks if you want to achieve it. Now, as I have done in my previous mission marathon videos, I just want to give you a few bits of advice. Number 1, if you're attempting to do this, please realize how much time this is going to take and be realistic with the amount of time that you can invest over the next couple of weeks. Do you have anything really important in your life going on? If you do, well, don't do it. You'd be silly. It's just pixels in your garage. The vehicle's pretty good, but let's be honest, it's a specialist tank. And I think it's only going to be truly competitive for the best players out there compared to, for example, the SU-130 PM that is fantastic for any potato who wants to sit on a red line. The worst thing that you can do when it comes to trying to achieve marathons in any video game is to start it and then either not complete it and to completely regret all of the time that you've already invested into something. And so use this video and the rough indication of how long I think it's going to take a player like me to be able to complete each of the stages to help you figure out whether you're going to have the time to be able to complete them. Every time these mission marathons happen, there are players who go into them thinking, oh, I'm going to be able to do it, and then they realize how hard or how many hurdles there are at the end and how much longer it takes to get over them. Then they become unmotivated, and God forbid that they're going to have to get out their credit cards to be able to complete what they haven't been able to achieve. And let's be honest, that's what Wargaming's real goal is from these mission marathons. And finally, to not get tricked into investing all of this time unless you want to. This is a game. It has to be fun. If you're looking at this as if it's going to be too much of a job, then don't even start. Just play the game normally. The stages will complete themselves without actually trying to have to do missions like you would do at tier 9 and tier 10. And then, yeah, you're going to get some pretty nice rewards along the way. So anyway, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed this one. Maybe it was just useful to you. If it was, give it a thumbs up. And let me know in the comments whether you are going to be attempting this French challenge or whether you think that Wargaming are putting the thumb screws on just a little bit too much with how much time we're going to have to complete it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.